Lowe's 2618, customer VanCleve. This is a remodel of an older home. Let me take a look here on this layout of the room. You've got some ceiling activity up here. You see these ceiling joists that break in the ceiling line right there. The ceiling height in this room is only 93 inches, and so we got to be very careful about when we're laying out our upper cabinet lines and the heights. The cabinets that are here now are basically 30-inch cabinets with about 9.5 to 11 inches of soffit, according to where you measure. If you look over here, that corner is right at 1.5 inches lower to that point in the middle. So it has quite a bit of a slope to the ceiling. Now, if you go inside and you actually open the doors of the cabinets, you can see the ceiling in back there. It even has the swirl marks and everything, just like the regular room. So the replacement cabinets would not have to reach the ceiling and would probably benefit as far as the aesthetics, not touching the ceiling. That's the first thing. So the second thing is someone's actually come in and did tile underneath part of the pieces here and on top of the butter rum granite countertops, and did some tile over here. Those places are definitely going to be coming out because these cabinets are much lower than our standard at 54 inches. So removal of the tile and replugging the walls. This wall, as best I can tell, is drywall because I can actually see where the drywall screws and stuff are on it. It's not plaster and lath. But so that's going to be a plug and replace. Make sure we sell at least a 4x8 sheet of sheetrock. That's what I'm looking at here, is about a single 4x8 sheet of sheetrock to make sure that that is the material we need to put that back in. So let's start over here on the left-hand side. Over the left, you've got a 36-inch range hood and a 40-inch tap-in stove. And it's this beautiful stove. It's been here, I guess, for the last 15, 25 years, something like that. But it is 40 inches, and he wants to go to a 30. The center line of the plug for this one is actually going to be about the same center line as the pipe here. We went outside, went up in the attic. This pipe does touch the roof. It actually goes through the roof. So he wants to keep that for the microwave. Now, part of this installation for installing the cabinets is going to be putting the microwave back in this position. Microwaves are always going to be taller than what this was that came out of it. That is a 7-inch round pipe. So whoever comes to install the appliance, it will not be us. It'll actually be a third-party installer. They'll need to see this video so that they know that they need a transition. And if you look, this actually has 2 pieces of pipe here. So this one should come out no problem and be able to transition into that 7-inch pipe there to make that microwave work out. But again, this is not something that we are doing. We're not licensed to do ductwork to the exterior of the home. So this will have to be done through a third party with the over-the-range microwave installation. Now, the same thing goes here. The 220 volt plug for this one is about the same position as that pipe above there. So no problem. We do have power. You can see that. Microwave will have power, no problem. So that all will work itself out. There are a few more inches here, and I've seen in your video or in your drawings that the going to have about another 12-inch cabinet. You're going to have to double check those with the numbers that I give you. So on the footprint, let's talk about that. If you look right here, this cabinet has actually got a little foot that goes all the way to the floor right there. You look over there in the corner, there's another little foot that goes all the way down. And right here, there's a little foot. If you look, this cabinet has only got about a 2-inch toe kick underneath there, 2 inches. And so when you start talking about the height of the cabinets, these definitely sit on the subfloor. The new cabinets will have to be built up to make sure that they're high enough to go above that. And then you're right here on the window, you're only 3.5 inches or so behind the window. So this is the tricky one as far as making sure we get our footprint correct. There's going to definitely be some padding and some building out of the cabinets to make this work unless the customer decides to do a new floor. Now, one of the things about setting the cabinet to the left of this stove, we'll definitely have to cut that floor out from underneath that cabinet, because if he decides to change this later, he'll have to be able to get that floor replaced around it, and that cabinet will have a new piece of top on it and everything else, and it does not need to come out, so we've got to cut that piece out from underneath it. Now, when you come down this wall here, you've actually got your refrigerator standing here now. You've got your cabinets above and your valance across here. He's definitely want to get rid of that valance. In the design you have a 45-degree corner. That's fine. There's about 8 inches or so of space here now. There's about 8 inches of space on that side. So when you start looking at the layout of this, if you could show him the corner easy reach 21 in Craftmade over here for this one and show him the extended cabinets that come to the sink or to the sides of the moldings. That might be something he wants to see as far as additional cabinet space. Otherwise, this cabinet line will run on down further. Take a look. The measurement I give you is to right there, which is 1 inch of stool. There's only 47.5 inches between the windows because of that. We don't want our cabinets getting any closer to that because your overhang of your countertop will have an issue. We don't want to be into the window trim. So the numbers I'm giving you are adjusting for some of those types of things, but they definitely are going to be longer on this. Now, we don't have a circuit right now for the dishwasher. So anything that we do here as far as adding an appliance, he'll have to have an electrician or someone pull a circuit for the dishwasher. But underneath the sink, they've already had the plumbing reworked. So you actually have 1.5 inch PVC going through the floor. And then we actually have copper pipes in the back come up to the floor. But you see the cast iron that's still in the floor there, it's in the wall. That's going to need to be removed when we tear out, capped, and then probably the customer's going to have to go up on the roof and put a boot over that vent. We don't want to have that in the back of our new cabinets because it can cause a leak with thread rot from rainwater, and we don't want to have a plug coming through the back. So he might have to have a plumber, or if he wants to, he can go on the roof and plug that. It's not being used anymore anyway. The vent's going through the floor. Now over here on this side of the room, has the fuse panel here in the corner. It has a water heater here in the corner and the washer and dryer over here on this side. So on this corner here, he was actually talking about putting some cabinets in. It's kind of crowded with the table and chairs. So we talked about a 12-inch depth cabinet here instead of an 18 or 24. And the 12-inch depth would be so that you can actually have the upper cabinet's 12, the lower cabinet's 12, and about a 13-inch countertop. And he can put some of these appliances like this toaster and some of these others on that. This is a 12-inch deep shelving unit, and they're sitting here now, so they'll fit on top of that new countertop there, and also moving up the plug. So like right here, this plug is at 51 inches, I think it was, from the left. We're going to go put that in our labor on the worksheet to bring that up to this height, and maybe just add that one plug for him to be able to plug his refrigerator into, and then also have some plugs here for his appliances to work with. Now the spacing I give you on this wall, I give you 30 inches from the corner to here. That clears the water heater so it can be removed without ever having to touch the fridge or anything. But you always want to leave at least a 36-inch space for the fridge, and then start with your cabinets to the left of that. So you should have plenty of room around the actual water heater for all that to work out for you. I give you measurements up to that wall. I didn't give you anything with a washer and dryer because it really is not going to matter as far as what we're doing with this. But if you have any other questions about this kitchen, feel free to give me a call. The number to reach me is 423-650-1051. Have a great day.